If you're an entrepreneur, you know the feeling, right? The long hours, the constant pressure, that sense that you're just spinning your wheels. But what if the biggest thing holding you back isn't what you think it is? Seriously, take a second. What's the first answer that pops into your head? Is it funding? Is it the market? Maybe your competitors? But what if the answer isn't out there at all? What if it's something much, much closer to home? And that is the big idea we're digging into here. The real growth killers are often these invisible, destructive patterns that we repeat every single day, most of the time without even noticing. These are the habits that are keeping our businesses from really truly taking off. So let's talk about the real growth obstacle. It's all about understanding this cycle of self-sabotage. You see, these habits don't just exist on their own. They feed into each other, creating this really powerful loop. But, and this is the important part, the moment you can see that cycle, that's when you get the power to break it. And this isn't just some abstract theory, right? It plays out in the real world every day. These little unconscious habits, they build up into these huge psychological barriers. And those barriers, they lead directly to missed opportunities, to team burnout, and they just totally crush the innovation you need to grow. All right, so first up, mindset traps to break. This is all about winning the inner game of entrepreneurship. Because let's be honest, the first battle we fight every day is the one that happens right between our own ears. This first habit, negative self-talk, is just perfectly summed up by this quote from Lisa M. Hayes. Be careful how you are talking to yourself because you are listening. Wow, that hits hard, doesn't it? It's a powerful reminder that our inner voice isn't just background noise. It's literally programming our brain for success or for failure. So here's the playbook for how to fix it. When that voice in your head says, I'm not qualified enough, you're basically creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you consciously reframe it and ask, okay, what's one past success that proves I am capable? You're fighting back with evidence. You're actually rewiring your brain from doubt to confidence.
And this next trap goes hand in hand with that inner critic. It's the endless doom scroll of comparison. You know what I'm talking about. You're measuring your messy, everyday reality against someone else's perfectly polished highlight reel online. This habit doesn't just chip away at your confidence, it can absolutely paralyze your decision-making.
So the solution is to shift your focus. Stop looking left and right at what everyone else is doing and start looking at your own dashboard. Track your own KPIs. I love this next idea. Create a wins folder to actually document your achievements. It's a physical reminder of your progress. And use social media as a tool for research, not as a measuring stick for your self-worth. Okay, so we've covered the mindset. Now let's talk about the action habits that stall your progress. Because how you work is just as important as what you do. These are the habits that create those frustrating bottlenecks and just kill all your momentum. I absolutely love this question. Think about it. Is procrastination your dream tax? Every single critical task you delay, every important call you put off, it's not free. You are literally paying a tax on your dreams with a piece of your future success. And believe me, this isn't just a clever metaphor. It has a real, measurable cost. Research out of the University of Calgary found that chronic procrastination can slash productivity by a whopping 40%. Think about that. That is a massive, massive hit to your business, all because of a habit of delay. This next one gets right to the heart of another action killer, micromanagement. Are you the captain steering the ship? Or are you so busy trying to row every single oar yourself that you've lost sight of the horizon? Because when you do that, you're not just exhausting yourself, you're completely disengaging the rest of your crew. And the only way out requires a huge mindset shift. Your job as a leader isn't to do all the things. It's to build the systems and trust the people who can. You have to move from being a controller to being an architect of the business. And finally, in this section, we have the habit of making excuses. Look, an excuse is just a story we tell ourselves to feel better about not taking action. It protects our ego, but it also blocks our success. The fix? Reframe every single excuse into an action-oriented question. Suddenly, what looked like a dead end becomes a new starting line. All right, this last set of habits is all about playing the long game. We're going beyond burnout and fear, and we're talking about building resilience for the long haul. Because entrepreneurship, as we all know, is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Let this number sink in for a minute. 72%.
That is how many entrepreneurs report dealing with mental health concerns. And burnout is a massive piece of that puzzle. That whole hustle culture idea that exhaustion equals dedication, it's a myth. And honestly, it's a really dangerous one.
So if you want to build a business that lasts, you have to build a life that's sustainable. This is not optional. It means setting real boundaries, like having actual off hours. It means working when you're at your best, not just working all the time. And it means prioritizing your health. You simply have to be well to lead well.
The final habit we're going to tackle is the fear of change. I get it, your comfort zone feels safe. But in business, a comfort zone can turn into a prison really, really fast. When you resist new ideas and you avoid constructive feedback, you are literally building a wall between you and the very insights you need to grow. So, how do you tear down that wall? You make feedback and change a deliberate part of your process. You actually schedule it. You set aside time on purpose to test new things. And you learn from everything, the wins and the losses. You have to turn feedback from something you fear into something you actively hunt for. Okay, we have laid it all out. We've identified the saboteurs, but just recognizing them, that's only step one. The real magic, the real transformation happens when you turn that recognition into concrete, consistent action. This is the journey we're talking about. This is the entrepreneurial shift. You're moving from negative self-talk to constructive confidence. You're going from procrastination and micromanagement to focused strategic action. And you're shifting from a path of burnout and fear to one of sustainable long-term growth. Ultimately, it all boils down to this. The real work starts right now. It's about consciously, deliberately swapping out each one of these dream-killing habits for a better one that actually builds momentum, confidence, and resilience. And that brings us to the final and most important question. After hearing all of this, which one of these habits really hit home for you? Which one are you going to choose to tackle starting today? Because that choice right there is where the change begins.